From MTN News, this is Montana This Morning.
A new program aims to help children keep their spirits up during long hospital stays. At 5:04, see how that works. And 3 mass shootings took place in 2 states this weekend. The latest on what police say led to the violence that led to 2 deaths. That's also just ahead. Well, happy Monday, Southwest Montana, 5 o'clock straight up, 18th of April.
Wow, man, what a weekend. Crazy weather all the way across the state.
Nutty and
Yeah.
just not very pleasant. There was like 5 minutes yesterday afternoon where the sun came out and it actually felt like the sun had warmed.
And it did melt off a lot of that snow. And temperatures this morning actually relatively
Not bad.
comfortable. 20s for most of the area, 20s and teens. We're basically seeing that cloud cover increase right now. We'll see mostly cloudy skies by the afternoon. Temperatures working their way toward average for southwest Montana. It's still going to be a bit of a stretch as you get into the afternoon. This week is a little crazy when it comes to weather. We're talking rain, snow, warmer temperatures, cooler temperatures. We've got it all. We'll talk about the timing of all this, of course, coming up in just a few
We're going to spread it out over a week, not in a
2
day.
days, that's right.
All right, well, thanks, Matt. 5:01. It has been a weekend of gun violence, 3 mass shootings in 2 states. And the latest in Pittsburgh, 2 people died. 2 other shootings took place in South Carolina. CBS's Tom Hansen has the latest.
The smashed windows, a hint of the violence that erupted here, turning a house party into a bloody crime scene. At least 2 male victims died in the shooting, the neighborhood traumatized. Mitchell Wilston lives nearby.
I'm going to go wash blood off of my wife's car, which is like a really depressing way to spend Easter.
More than a dozen party guests were injured, some from gunshots, others from the rush to escape. Police say more than 200 people were packed into the Airbnb, many of them minors.
And here we are, Easter, and we have multiple families, 2 that won't see a loved one, others that are going to be, how can you even have a holiday when your child was involved in something traumatic like this?
Hours before the Pittsburgh shootings, in broad daylight, gunfire shattered an afternoon of shopping at a busy mall in Columbia, South Carolina. 9 people suffered gunshot wounds.
We believe that the individuals that were armed knew each other. There was some type of conflict that occurred that resulted in gunfire.
South Carolina authorities are also investigating a shooting at a club in Hampton County that left at least 9 people injured.
Now, police have arrested a 22-year-old man in that South Carolina mall shooting. The victims range from ages 15 to 73. No fatalities were reported. Tom Hinson, CBS News, New York.
Now, investigators say Pittsburgh say they're still looking for multiple suspects in the shooting there. Police looking into that South Carolina club shooting will say only that they're still investigating, though they have not indicated 2 shootings in that state are related. International headlines: Britain's Prince William and Kate joined other members of the royal family yesterday for the annual Easter Matin service at St. George Chapel in Windsor Castle, that's near London. The Queen did not attend the traditional royal event. The monarch, who turns 96 later this month, has been suffering from problems with her mobility and also did not attend the annual Royal Maundy service on Thursday. William and Kate, the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge, arrived at the chapel with Prince George and Princess Charlotte. Prince Edward, the Countess of Wessex, and their children were also at that service. Well, having more good cholesterol in your body may protect your brain. Researchers from the Keck School of Medicine of USC discovered the higher level of HDL cholesterol shows a link to better brain health in older adults and more protection against Alzheimer's disease. Scientists say good cholesterol also appears to prevent inflammation in the barrier that separates the brain and the blood system. Inflammation in this region is a key sign of cognitive decline. And Peloton wants to make its workout equipment more affordable. The company is slashing the price of its bikes and treadmills. But Peloton also announced people will have to pay more for its monthly subscription for online classes. Starting in June, the price will go from $39 to $44. This is the first time Peloton has increased the price of its membership. 5:04 now. It doesn't matter where you are. We've all felt a little off during the pandemic, so you can only imagine what it must be like for a child in the hospital. Dan Grossman shows us how one group is working to make those kids feel more comfortable and cared for by bringing their imagination to life.
Much like each of the flakes that make up this yard of snow are unique, the possibilities of what you can do with them are endless.
There's many different things you can do in the snow. You can have a snowball fight, you can build a snowman, you can go sledding.
But with Evelyn and Owen Grabowski, 11 and 12,
it's not so much what they did, but rather why they did it.
It would really make the kids feel better that there was people who cared for them.
Last year, Evelyn and Owen built this snowman, something they've done so many times before in their Colorado backyard. And while the arms, cardboard top hat, and paper nose were their doing, they weren't their inspiration.
It felt cool because I looked at it and it was fun because we were trying to get it exactly like the drawing looked.
That drawing came from a child staying at Children's Hospital Colorado. For the past year, the hospital has gathered hundreds of similar pictures from its youngest patients, sending them to a group called Generation Wild, who will then work with families across the mountain region to bring them to life.
This opportunity is just it's a fantastic way to lift their spirits and make them feel noticed and valued.
Erica Crosswhite is with the hospital, and while we couldn't see the kids she speaks of because of COVID restrictions, we could hear through her experiences how something so simple could mean so much.
It's so cute. Yes, we have had a group of kids, and the way that they feel when they see their snowmen come to life, the colors, the props that are included, it brings them so much joy. Sometimes there's tears, sometimes there's just, pure disbelief that this could even happen.
Some of the snowmen are dapper. Some are sporty, some even come in a wheelchair with an IV of hot cocoa. But whatever their outfits or accessories, they come from a stranger who wants to do nothing more than offer a smile they will never see, but still feel.
The fact that you are making someone else feel good, it kind of like bounces back to you almost.
In the year this has been going on, 150 of these snowmen have been built, and while they'll spend their days melting under the warming sun, something so temporary will leave such an indelible mark.
It just feels nice to help other people and make other people feel better when other kids can't get outside.
I'm Dan Grossman.
5:07 now. Every month we feature a child in Montana who's waiting to find their forever family as part of our Awaiting Child program. This morning, let's meet Aiden.
This week, we went to Anaconda to meet with a young boy who loves video games, reading, and being around others.
Aiden is one of the sweetest little guys you will ever meet.
My name is Aiden. I like to play. I like Minecraft, Roblox. I actually like YouTube videos, funny YouTube videos.
He is very caring. He interacts well with other kids his own age. He actually was recently Student of the Week in his 4th grade class, and he was so proud of himself after that.
My favorite subject is science and math. I'm not like a nerd like that. Not like a nerd.
He wants a family who will love him unconditionally, and I think that is his number one wish right now, is to have a family.
We asked Aiden what he's looking for most in a family.
Someone who is there for me, someone who's helpful, cool, nice.
He really requires a family who understands that he needs positive reinforcement, and he just deserves this. He is 10 years old. He's a very, very sweet little boy, and he doesn't want anything more than a family. He's told me that over and over and over again, that he just wants a family.
Love that. Let's hope he can find his forever family. To learn more about Aiden and other children awaiting adoption across the state, visit your MTN station website and search Awaiting Child.